Yes, sir.
Morning, Jesse.
Morning.
I've been following Bond for a little more than a year or so, and it's been amazing. And I go to these other meetings and stuff, and everybody's always asking me, what's working for you, And I always tell them, man, I realize that the only enemy I've ever had has been my thought.
Yeah.
And people, right when you say that, they just ask me what's working for me because they see the change, and you tell them, they're like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Feelings, you need feelings to heal, and emotion is a part of life, and it's exactly how you started this. The world tells you all these things. It's not. You asked me what worked for me, I just told you, and then you're going to tell me, oh, that doesn't, okay.
Yeah.
Because, I had a rough life because I chose it. It's what I chose. I was always in my thoughts. The minute I forgave my parents, and then I started realizing, what? Really? That's how simple everything? I've been angry for no reason?
Yeah.
The only enemy I've ever had has been right here, not the world.
Absolutely. I can tell you, I felt the same thing. I was like, before I forgave my mother, I used to be lonely. I couldn't break up with a woman unless I had another one waiting in the wing. I had fear, I had doubt, and I had gone to church and the preacher said, read the Bible. Okay, I read the Bible. And the preacher said, pray in tongues. That doesn't help, don't do that, that's crazy. Especially if the neighbor is listening. I did all those things, but it wasn't until I asked God to let me see what's wrong with me. How come I'm afraid? Why I'm so afraid? And fear drives everyone. And God said we shouldn't have fear. He did not give us a spirit of fear, right? But it wasn't until he allowed me to see I had anger. I resented my mother for trying to keep me away from my father. And I'm like, wow. And I knew I was wrong for resenting her without him even telling me. Well, he did tell me, I guess. And I realized I needed to forgive her. When I went and forgave her, everything changed. I've not been the same since. I've been growing ever since then. It's a spiritual growth. But you got to drop the anger. Nobody makes you feel something that you don't already feel. They're not to blame. Your children are not to blame. There's only one person that makes you feel that way, and that's your false God. And he will have to depart from you if you stay present, really. So let things happen to the ego, not to you physically. Don't let anybody hurt you. I'm talking about spiritually. Whatever can happen to your ego, let it happen. And you will get past, absolutely.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's once I tell people, no, man, you got to let your emotions pass, let your feelings go, and everything. And they just look at you like you're like, what's wrong with you? Okay, right.
That's right.
Stay with.
Yeah, I can't believe the number of people who believe that anger is good. That Jesus was angry. Jesus had discernment. He did not have anger. And you will too when you understand what's happening inside of you. You will not be angry. You will discern.